Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hi. So you're the only one joined, and
Yeah,
others
I think others are also there.
are these there? I mean, I'm calling. It's still calling here.
Oh, okay.
I, okay. Let me share screen as well. So who's joined? Only Adi and
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like me and Robbie.
hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Okay. It says incoming call from you. Why?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Should
what
I
did
cut,
I do?
should I cut that call? Or?
Yeah, he can add it.
Shahid,
Yeah.
are these are these videos being recorded on Skype?
No, this video is on. Is there any option? There is no option to record the videos in Skype. I mean, Ravi,
Yeah.
can you share the video?
I can hear it.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, Shahid?
Hello, Ravi. Can you share the video? Do you have yesterday's video?
Yes, I have.
Put it off.
Can you please share with us so we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Robbie.
No problem.
I don't think there is no option to record this video. I have to add Camtasia
Mhm.
for. Don't forget. Here I have one delivery queue. So in this delivery queue, we have few dimensions. and we have two date fields in this delivery group. One is zero date and one is zero cal day. So we had the two delivery dates, zero cal day and zero date. For that, what I've done is to create an automatic time conversion. When you double click on the transformation, you can see here I have added two more fields to the time unit and time dimension, and we have got the zero cal quarter and zero cal month in the time dimension of InfoCube. And then what I have done from characteristic zero cal day, I have mapped the both zero cal month and zero cal quarter, and it will automatically convert the time into cal month and cal quarter. So when you see, it is only possible with the time characteristics. When the rule is time characteristic, then it will be automatic distribution of characteristic. And when you load the data, it will be loaded to the other fields as well. So to see the data, you can go to the list queue. In the list queue, you have to give the info provider name. I guess this is the name. Here you won't see SID, SIDs, etc. You have few options to eliminate the undesired characteristics, so you can use this. Here you can see we have cal day and cal month and zero date and quarter. You can see quarter is 5-digit, year plus 1, either you have 4 numbers, either 1, 2, 3, 4, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So year plus the quarter. So yesterday we have seen all the elements of query designer, like creating selections, creating CKFs, RKFs, so selections and formulas, and we are going to see what are variables and how to create variables and what is the use of variables today. And then we will see report to report interface. For example, this is about how to use jump query with the help of one query. If you want to jump to some other query or some web template, we can do that. And for that purpose, we have to do the report to report interface. And if you have some value of some plant, then if the user wants to go to the plant 01 and right click on that, and he wants to see the wiki for that, where is this plant located and what are the different options we have for this plant, etc., all those options will be available. With the help of jump query, it is possible. Today we are going to discuss variables. And we will discuss the cell definitions we have discussed, workbooks, RRI. RRI is important it is not important, it is advanced. You will not be asked in uh, I mean in interviews. According to the interview perspective, it is not important, but it is advanced topic. These three we will discuss. Real-time scenario, we can see real-time scenario some other time. I will ping you. Whoever is interested can attend the class. Whoever is available can attend the class. Like it is when in queries, the real-time scenarios are important. Like if you have a good knowledge of how the things work in Query Designer, building reports, it is much helpful. Like for example, to answer the questions. So basically, there are 5 types of variables. Statistic value variables. So these are the variables present in Bex Query Designer. We are going to see each one of them one by one. So characteristic value variables are built on characteristic values, and they can be used on wherever the characteristic values are restricted or wherever the characteristic value are available. So these are characteristic value variables, and text variables, we can use it for the alternate. I mean, either static or dynamic selection of the text of headers. Like I mean, if you have fields and if you have some like you have selections and formulas defined, and you want to add the name of them dynamically with the help of variable, you can use the text variable, create a text variable and use them. And with the help of replacement path or dynamic calling variable, then it will display according to that calculation in the customer exit or the input selection, manual selection. So in such cases, we use dynamic variable names. So for that purpose, we use variables. So formula variables, we can use it for the formulas, calculations, etc. For that purpose, we can use formula variables, and hierarchy variables are used on hierarchies, and hierarchy nodes variables are used on hierarchies to find the node. For example, if you want the particular node, you can use the hierarchy nodes variables. We are not going to discuss hierarchy variables because we don't have scenario, and we will discuss these three. Yesterday, Aqua, you have asked some question for cell restrictions, right? I mean, what is the use when we have only one selection? We can when we declare more than one selections, you will have more than one columns. So in that situation, you have to and in such situations, if you need to define separate formulas, then we use cell restrictions. So we created this report yesterday, and this report has one selection, and there is another selection, restricted key figure it is, and this is a calculated key figure, total bill amount. Total bill amount is another CKF. Total material cost is a local. So this is what we have from yesterday. So we will close this and we have to create a new query. So to create a new query, you have to go to the new query, and this time we are creating a query on sales delivery. So we have these dimensions, these characteristics available in our info provider, sales delivery info provider cube. So we will take a material number and date, and from the time characteristics we will take quarter and calendar day, and then in columns we only have one key figure here, so we will do this one key figure. Now that we have initially did this, so we can execute this initially. First you have to save it. So this is the initial view. We have calculator, cal day, calculator, and date, material costs and materials. So let's see what is the quarters we have. 1998, 2000, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 of 2000. There is 1998 and there is 1999, 2008, 2006, 1998. Okay. So we create a variable, characteristic variable. So for creating a characteristic value variable, you have to go to the characteristic value. We will create a characteristic value variable on characteristic quarter, cal year quarter. So we have characteristic value variables. When you expand the characteristic here in the dimensions, in the info provider pane, left side, when you expand it, you have attributes, you have characteristic value variables and characteristic values. So characteristic values will have the available values, and variables will show up the variables, and attributes will show up the attributes. So we can expand this and create a new variable. Edit it. So here this is a variable screen. We have general, replacement path, details, default values, currency, and extended. So in general, we have a description, technical name, and type of variable. Either you have a characteristic value variable, or you have a text variable, or you have formula variables. So it will be displayed here. Hierarchy nodes. And we have processing by. There are four types, like manual input and replacement path, customer exit, authorization. So manual input, when you have a manual input assigned, it means that the user will input the value. So in the selection screen, we can use this variable. When we assign a manual input, in the selection screen, we can use it. So you have a reference characteristic here, as we are creating in the characteristic itself, so it is already fixed here. So manual input is there. Replacement path is not available for characteristic. Here you can see the variable represents. Either it represents the single value, or it represents the multiple single values, interval, selection option, or value set. So generally it is a single value, or interval, or multiple single values. So variable is either it is optional or mandatory, initial value not allowed. These are the three options. If you use optional here, it means that in a selection screen, if user doesn't, even though if user don't give the value here, it doesn't matter, it will still execute. And if you use mandatory here, it means that a user should enter the value to execute the report, or else the report is not going to execute. If you use mandatory and initial value not allowed, it means that initial values are not allowed for the query, for the variable, and the user should enter the valid value, proper value there. So here you will see initial values. You can assign a default value for the variable, so that a user will have a default value assigned, and then on that, on top of that, if he wants to change the default value, he can change it, or else he can execute the same default value. So here you can take default value here. You can assign Q2 2000, and here you can see the it still is optional. I am not giving the default value or initial value not allowed. I am keeping it optional. So you have to check the variable is ready for input. What is it about if the variable is ready for input? If you check the variable is ready for input, you uncheck it, you have to provide the input either with the either by using in the customer exits or by some other way in formula or something. You have to provide the input. So here we leave it default. There is extended. This is the ID of the formula. So these are the tabs, and now we are good to create a variable. Now the variable is ready. And here how to use this variable. You can use this variable as a selection, or you can use this variable as a, let's execute this variable by, let's say here we have in default values we have calendar year per quarter. I want to restrict it with the variable. So you have to go to the variables in the history. Here you have to go to the variables in the show, and here you have a quarter. You take this variable and execute it. You will see a variable when you have this selection given. So now I only took the variable here. I will show you the changes. Okay, let's see. Is it not? Current quarter. This is our variable. This is our variable. This is the selection screen. If you define 4 or 5 variables, then user have to give the selection for those variables, and then he has to enter that information, so that according to that information the query will be executed. So here I have given the default value here to 2000, and if you want to change the default value, you can change it. Okay, let's keep it 2000 itself. So here you can see there are a lot of materials matching 2000. So whatever the data matches the selection criteria will be displayed, and the variable is optional. So if the user doesn't give any selection there, it still executes. So any doubts in this?
Not for me.
Now we have created a characteristic value variable, and now we will see the how to create a formula variable. So here, to create a formula variable, you have to create a formula. In this formula, we have only material cost, and we will create a new variable to use it. Right click on the option formula variable and create a new variable. Right click on the variable and edit. So you will get the variable. Here I will get the user input to calculate the percentage. For example, a company wants to know its share. For example, there are subsidiaries of a company, and they have a certain they do the certain payment for that. For example, take that scenario like oil companies are there, or any PSU is there, public sector unit. So they have a subsidiary from the government, and for example, oil companies will have subsidiary from government separate. So they want to know the subsidiary in material, in each material. For such scenarios, you can say variance variance from cost. This is the variable name, and we will where so this is the technical name of the variable, and you have processing by replacement, manual input or default value, or customer exit. So we are using manual input here for the user screen. Here, what if I use the replacement path? I have to replace it with the info object. We can use that info object here. What if I use you can see you have to give the reference info object here. So we don't have any other key figure here. So there will be a replacement. There will be the replacement path. So what if I use customer exit? I have to use the coding, and the coding is done in just like the user exits. We have customer exits. User exits are available in ECC, and customer exits are available in BI system. In customer exits, we use variables to do the coding, to do the editing, and to customize, to pass the dynamic values by writing some piece of code. So that will be happen in, as you know, the process in ECC. We have CMOD here as well. This transaction, from this transaction you go to SMOD, and here you will have exit functional module 401. In this exit functional module, you will have one program, just like I mean, program name is not confined, but you will have a program. We will see if you want. And in this program, we have a variable, and in that variable, we will use the variables we have created. Okay. So these are the transactions. What is CMOD for? If you have read ECC in customer user exit, CMOD is to create a project, and project is a one-time activity for a system, and you will have a project. You have to ask for the a project name, and in SMOD you have to create the enhancement, and then in RSR 0001 is a enhancement. You have to do this. I mean, you have to use this enhancement to reach to the program. So that is the procedure for customer exits, and we are going to use without customer exits. We are using manual input, and let's save this. So this is the manual input, and I want to use this percentage function. So here, when you see the text key, you will see the percentages: percentile, percentile A, percentile CT, percentile GT, and RTR available. Percentile variance, etc. You will see the text now. Percentile share of result, overall result, and percentile share of report result. So these are the functions available. So let's use percentile variance and see the output. So I have given the percentile variance, and I have used it for the so here we can use this formula variable, and now let's see the result for this. You can see there is some error for the month. I guess it is in the OLAP system on info provider, but hopefully we will get a result. So it says this is not defined properly. So I wanted to show you the normal result, and I wanted to show you the no error by using data functions. Generally defined properly. Let me check this. You can see this is not checked. Variable is ready for input. You have to check this. Without checking that, we cannot create it. This is manual input. When it is manual input, you have to, this has to be checked. I don't know, I kept it default, but somehow it is not checked there. Maybe because we have changed the, maybe I was showing something on that variable. I don't know. I have shown that on characteristic variable, right? The options of customer exit and replacement path. Well, let's see this. We have this default values and currency tabs, and in details we have either optional and mandatory. We keep it optional, and we have given the description and the name and processing by manual input. So now you save this.
Safi,
Yeah.
why was it that you couldn't edit the other variable? Why did you create a new one? You couldn't edit the old one to make it available for input.
Yeah, that is not there. Option is not there for that variable. Generally, we can edit. Here you can see this is a selection screen, and in this selection screen, we got the variable here. And here, for example, I have given 500, and I execute this. You get some star for the cost. Okay. Now let's change the formula. Material cost. We have to make sure that we have data in this. Let's see what's happening here. First of all, go to display and just hide it for a time being. Well, there is a data, right? This is a simple formula, it has to work. Let's see this time, or else we can scrap that one and we can create another one. We'll try creating another one. Let's try for percentage share for a moment. We will use the same characteristic variable we created. No problem. Mm. For example, we can use data functions to make sure there is nothing, wrong. For example, you can use no error. So let's come back to this before that we can use some other. Let's see the text variables. Let's come to this. So there are three variables we are seeing today. There is one is characteristic value variables, another one is formula variables, and third one is text variables. Text variables are used for the descriptions, and we can use it dynamically. So for that purpose, we use variables to give the text dynamically for the calculated key figures and restricted key figures, or as a query name. You can see the query name is there. Right? So there is a query name. And if you want to display a dynamical query name, for example, we have a selection here, 0 to 2000, which is user giving this selection. And you can, what if if the user gets a query name like delivery data, sales delivery data for the cal quarter of Q2 2000. So it will be he will be impressed, right? Because he's just giving the quarter number and then he's getting that dynamically there. So for him it is a plus point because he can use in presentations and all that while giving presentations. So it will be displaying uh, dynamically. So for that purpose, we have to take that advantage. So let's see how to create text variables. So here we have this is the query properties. When you click on the query properties, you have a description and you have um, the variables on the site. Here you can see the variable, entry of variables, new variables are available. So you click on the new variable and we are going to create a text variable. You can see as the type locked here because here you can only use text variables. So replacement path. We can use it as generally we have to use it as um, customer exit and pass the dynamic value by using a code. Instead of that, we can go to the calendar, use the replacement path and give calendar quarter here. So what we have done restricted one variable. We have restricted the characteristic calendar quarter, and we have restricted with the help of a variable, and then that variable is a user input variable. Now what we are doing is to create a text variable for the name of the query, and we are giving the reference characteristic as a calculator and processing by replacement path. So let's see how it works. Okay. So here we have a default value. I want to change it to 190.98. Okay. So let's see what. As you can see, there is no option to edit. You can only edit the these ones are used for the date difference. We don't have to use this. When you calculate the dates, you can use this offset values clause. It's already locked here for some reason. We have used the replacement paths here. So you can see here it took it is unchecked. Variable is ready for input is unchecked because we used the replacement path. Let me keep it like this. There is some error going on with this, calc quarter, because it is a automatic conversion or something on info provider level. So I will create a selection here. Let's create a new structure. Here, let's so we have. I want to restrict it with quarter, and I want to restrict it with our calc quarter variable that we have created, user defined manual input variable. So what I have done is to give the material number and restricting it with the variable calc quarter variable. So let's see this, and here okay, let it be. So here you can see we got it. For some reason we were getting the error, and because we were getting the error, we tried too many things. So here you can see that is how it works. This is the text variable. So here when you have a S, it will display S. So I want to show the CST for, and I want to save it like this. It will say sales delivery data for 2002 second quarter. whenever the user inputs some other selection. So it will change it. So for that reason we use the text variables. We can use them at any, for example, if I want to create it here, I have created it here. For the selection I have created it, right? Let's see it later. So we can give the names there. We can create new selections and new formulas and give the names there. Let me use this formula variable here. This is a simple formula variable, and I want to use it here as well. This is giving error for some reason. Stars. Actually, it has to be. It should be normal. I don't see any error. Maybe. For example, user wants to view this one first and this one then later. Then we can just sort it upwards, and according to this, it will be aligned on the report. So we can just, for example, we will discuss it later. So let's discuss this selection views, right? I will create another selection here, default. Let me give here uh, invoice number and create a selection here, and let's see. You can see there are two rows because we have two selections, and whatever in columns will be displayed. So we can create different variables for different. For example, I want to give formula variable here. Nine. So I want to give another formula here. Mm. By defining this, You can see this is the output for this. I have given 500. 500 into 5 is 2500. So 2500 is displayed here. And I have given some 500 into 5. Yeah, and plus and then variable plus that. So it is displayed the final result. So this is how cell restrictions are used for special circumstances. And I want to remove this selection at all so that there is no restrictions or nothing. So let's concentrate on this formula variable. It has to work. Let me see this. What? For some reason it is not working. I cannot get it now. So let's move on with the other part. Create a selection on this. We are creating a selection with the quarter, cal quarter. In this selection you will have a key figure, drag and drop the key figure, and then you have the time characteristic quarter, and we restrict it with the variable. So after you did this, first of all we want to display first material first and then the cost per quarter. So let's see. Actually, as we restricted it, it doesn't have any difference. This is just a restricted key figure, and we have the query restriction as well for the selection screen, not just a restriction on this. So there is no difference in this. So when we'll get difference here? And now I execute again, and I just don't give anything here. It doesn't get different because I have restricted with the same variable. So this restriction should be changed. For example, it can be changed with the actual value. Okay. You can see the restriction here worked. Maybe we have given 2002 quarter 2. So let me keep it simple here. We can save this and we have another query. So we have to use these two queries in workbook. So we will close this here. In workbooks, we use workbooks in Bex Analyzer. So here we have, create query and all that, planning modeler, report designer, and web analyzer. So report designer and web analyzer we are not discussing because in order to get the report query in report designer, there has to be Apache Tomcat. It has to work, and it is not working in this. And generally, report designer here you can have the web templates there, and you can create PDF files while distributing, while broadcasting. You can create PDF files, and you can create publish it to the web, and it is a rich enrichment of the query. So that is the difference between queries and report designers. These are very small tools, report designer and web application designers. You can learn it in 1 hour or half an hour. You just have to figure out the functions. So first thing is creating a query in query designer and defining the formulas and all the logics that the user wants, etc. After that, all these small tools will be learned in 1 hour or so. So let's create a blank workbook here, and in this workbook I will give it some color. Let me give some good color. Mm. So we are bringing into context the sales data and the delivery data. Here, this is a workbook. In this workbook, we can get the queries data. So for that purpose, we have to see the Bex analyzer functions here. Add in. Here you have analysis grid, This is the first thing we use, and there is filters and like that. There are buttons. I don't think buttons are working because with Visual Basics it has to work. So drop down boxes and check boxes, radio buttons. Here exceptions and conditions, whatever available in the system will be shown with the help of these icons, etc. Messages. So these are the very simple, this is the very simple layout, and only these are the few added functionalities for Bex Analyzer to create a workbook. So to start with, I will. You have to click on the one column here, one cell, and then you have to switch in the design mode. You can see this is the design mode. You have to switch to the design mode. You have to switch to the design mode, and you have to create the analyzer. Analysis grid here. Double click on the analysis grid once you click that, create that. And in analysis grid, you will see the properties of analysis grid when you double click on that. First of all, what you have done, I came here, I selected this cell, and at this cell, I want to create analysis grid. So I clicked on the analysis grid, and it is here, double click there. So I got this properties of analysis grid. Here there is no data provider to provide the data, and further purpose there is a create data provider here. Click on this and give the data provider name, and you have a query symbol here. Click on this, and you can take the query here from sales query. Okay, so you have options like restore initial query view on refresh, etc. So you can check them, or you can not check them. By default it's okay. And you have different options like auto fit and adjust print area, suppress new lines, etc. You have clipping. By default it is full. So let's say okay. What if I exit the design mode? I will get the data here. For some reason we have some errors there. We can correct that errors. So you have when you click on exit the design mode, you will see the result, and when you click on the design mode, you will come back to the design mode. So here I will delete this. click on the analysis grid and give the data provider, which says data. This query is having some errors or invalid. Is displaying invalid data here. So let's see it later. First of all, I will show you the basics here as we are here now. So what we have done, we have given the query here, and we have seen the clipping. You can see the clipping is available. So here you have either you can clipping is for the, you can give the standard layout for that. So let's keep it simple now, because we haven't done yet. We don't know what area it will cover. So here you click on the another cell. I want to click on EFGH EJKLM, and let's click on the analysis grid again. Double click on it, and you can go to the data provider and create new data provider. So give the provider name delivery data, and click on the query and give the sales delivery query here, and click the options there. So it will refresh the query workbook in offline. It will refresh the workbook and keep it offline. And here you can see charts, nothing available. So that's it. And this is the initial one. So here we have different options available. For example, if you want why did it come so far? In here. Okay. Let me close this and open it again. Okay, first of all, let's see the query data now, because we were getting the and let's correct it. And what is this? There has to be something. Yeah, I had this problem before. Uh, okay, so let me keep it here. go to the query. Here we'll see the conditions. We will uncheck them and we will uncheck the exceptions and we'll hide any so here the Dex designer has some problem. Let's restart it. I would rather restart this one as well.
Shahid, can you check your screen? It's not moving.
Yeah, I'm not showing anything. Just a minute. I have an error in this program,
Okay.
so I will restart the server.
Okay.
Is it okay now, screen?
No. Are you
I'm on
looking?
the
Yeah. Are you looking at application error?
yeah, and that is I just restart. Logged off.
Oh
I'm
no.
on screen now.
I'm still looking at application error.
Okay, now
No.
No.
Same thing.
let me reshare it again. Okay. Shall we see tomorrow or what? I'm not getting that sharing screen
Oh.
icon. Here
It's,
only three of them, three of you are there. No, Anna is there.
mm,
Yeah, I guess.
maybe you can cut the call and call back.
I have to. I will. I end up.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Shahid.
Yeah, I got the option.
Mm, yeah. Now it's coming.
I guess I have paint or not. I don't know. Yeah. Why is it selecting all?
Oh. Uh,
Shahid? What?
You have these skeptics try California psychics, and here's what they had to say.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, Anna. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Which
can
side?
hear you.
Are they on here? I got disconnected. I don't know what happened.
There's no way she can pick up on. Always that passion for fitness. Yeah, shows he's on the phone.
No, it's trying to connect him, but he's not connecting.
Oh, okay. I just saw all the.
Call failed. Hmm.
Peanut Turner, just weeks after her new marriage.
Hello?
After I just.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
yeah, Shahid.
Hello?
Hello.
Actually, there was some unexpected error and I had to,
Oh,
that shut down. I got nothing to do.
okay, no
Like,
problem.
it restarted. It is a new. I was not I thought there will be some happy days,
Mm-hmm.
but it is still slow sometimes. and
Yeah,
restarting, etc., etc.
yeah, maybe sometimes there will be some kind of errors.
Yeah, but I just installed, right? I took 1 day for the maintenance
Mm-hmm.
to install.
Okay.
Oh, this error is still there. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, it's okay now. Last time, I mean, before it was just selecting everything.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't select separately, like right click. So let's see. I just plan to finish this. Hello.
Yeah, Shahid.
Hi. It's still the same problem. I don't know. Maybe server. That is the problem in the server.
Oh, okay.
Anyone there?
Hi, Anna. This is Ravi.
Oh, hey, Ronnie. I don't
I'm
know.
here.
Like we're not having any fun.
Shahid disconnected again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like disconnecting too.
Yeah.
Ade, you there? Ade's there.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so silent?
There's nothing going on.
Hello.
Hi, Shahid. I was going to suggest we call it a day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the only option now. I mean, we have already like I mean, twice it happened. So how about the yesterday's document? Have you seen the document, guys?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so did you there is I mean I liked the document reporting I mean a lot of things are covered there, so you can see the document and I guess it is good. It is simple and it is very good. And if you want more documents, I will send that. And as per the course, we have covered everything. Tomorrow, I will show the report to report interface and then the workbook that we haven't finished. The workbooks are, of course, it is very simple. It depends on the design, the layout, like your skills of presentation skills. So if you design it well, it will, I mean, as per your designs, you can design it. The functionalities are very few in workbook and report designer also in WAD. They just take some 20-30 minutes each. So you can I mean you can just start say that you know all of them and this is actually a I mean portal. There will be a NetWeaver portal and then you will be broadcasting the result of the reports and all, and in broadcast you will you have the options to send it to the email IDs, report to all of the distribute them to the email IDs, or you can distribute them in a PDF format. You can send it to the printers and it will directly print it there. There are a lot of options, different options to distribute the report once you create it. The main thing here is the ETL process. Once we extract the data, we do the implementation, I mean, methods and all. After that, in query, it is very easy and it is very interesting to do as well in query designer and workbook, designing a workbook and reports, etc. So it is very fun. It is a interactive job with the user. You have to interact with the users and you have to create new reports, and you can create it in half an hour, 1 hour, and 1 day, 2 day. It depends on the idea, because there will be complex queries where you need to add 10, 20 formulas and all. So, I mean, you have very few things like exception reporting with the help of exceptions and conditions, and you have restricted key figures and calculated key figures. So you can use variables. So by using all these functions, you can create different options and you can present the data in different formats. So it users will definitely get impressed if you use text formulas and text variables and all these headings, etc. Dynamic headings. So there are some simple ways, like you can create a variable and you can use the offset case, like instead of using a customer exit for a date function. For example, a user wants a date not only for a current day, current month, but for the previous month and but for the previous and last 3 months for each month. So you can create, what you can do in such situation is to create a selection and create a formula, and by giving I mean current date to the formula, you have to use the current date in the formula and then use the offset concept, minus 30 for one selection and minus 60 for another selection and minus 90 for another selection. So when you give these three selections, a user will get three copies and he will get different data in there. So this is definitely a advantage to your advantage. Like you don't have to go do all the coding and there is no time waste. And I mean, in less time, less effort, you can do the very smart things in reporting. So reporting part is very good, and job in reporting is interesting always. And I suggest you guys to hit the road. We are finished. Like I mean, with the CV preparations and all that.
As soon as we're done, you don't suggest we go through some scenarios and stuff?
Yeah, that I will. I mean, it depends on your availability. I will, of course, ping you or mail you all before the any scenarios. If someone comes up with the scenario, then I will mail everyone else, and then we can do the scenario. So that like and that will be helpful for everyone. So that is parallelly, that is done parallelly, but as per the course we have discussed everything. You just need some confidence. It is not what waiting for like some other knowledge, because working knowledge will be different anyway, because every scenario will be different, every requirement will be different, and you have to do it all over again for every requirement. So now, as per the course content we have covered, it is very good, and we have covered it very deeply compared to others. I know, I mean, that I came across. So that is the, like, you don't see anything in detail. It's like, I mean, writing on the boards and copying the notes, etc. A lot of time waste will be there. Here we don't have any time waste. We looked at the subject and we focused into that, and I guess we are ready to go for the interview. That's not a big deal. So I was talking about the formulas, like we can do such formulas. That's for the best. So that is what I say.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I can't fully go over it now, but I've been having problems with creating a transformation from a cube to my data source, which is a file. I don't know why I'm having problems with it, but I keep getting errors. I was wondering if you could look at it maybe one day and help me out.
Yeah, from data source to the cube, you are creating a transformation, and the transformation through the.
The transformation has some errors because and it's a simple transformation too. It's what is it? I think cost times quantity equals revenue. For some reason, formula. For some reason.
Yeah, so you're trying to create a formula or the field level routine.
Yeah, it's a simple formula.
Okay.
And
You have to check the sources. Source characteristics. Either you mapped it correctly or not. When you double click on the transformation, you will see the source characteristics.
yes.
In the rules, you will see the source characteristics, and you have to map them correctly. For example, if you are using cost and quantity, then you have to give both cost and quantity to the target, and you have to give profit to the target. All these three characteristics to the target, and then you have to write the code. So if you don't do that, it will give an error because you have to give that connection actually. So I will see you tomorrow, same time. Hello.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I might not be available tomorrow, so.
Okay.
I'll try and make it, but I'm not sure.
Okay, you can try to attend because tomorrow we will discuss report-to-report interfaces. So workbooks and report-to-report interfaces. Once you, grasp. Once you get that concept, you can explore more on workbooks and all that. If you don't understand, if you miss those topics, and then you will be. You cannot know what to do next. It is very easy and it is very interesting. Once you know the basics, navigation and all, you can do a lot of different things with that.
Alrighty.
All right. Good night.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.